Welcome back, grade 12. We are still talking about our paper, what we can expect and the things that you are preparing, and I hope you are taking notes and you are recording everything that you need to work on still for tomorrow. I'm actually giving you a checklist, so you must tick off on this checklist what it is that you can do and that you cannot do. We have stopped with inflation. I'm going on with taxation. Taxation can either be personal income tax or it can be VAT. In this session, I'm just quickly going to touch for you on VAT. Grade 12, the current VAT rate for South Africa is 14%. Okay? That means that for every 100 Rand, we must pay 14 Rand. Or for every 1 Rand, we pay 14 cents of taxes on certain items. There are items which are excluded from VAT. Okay. Say for instance you want to buy a cell phone. And this cell phone that you are going to buy is going to cost you 2,000 Rand. Now, this cell phone costs 2,000 Rand without VAT. You go to the shop, the person say it's without VAT. Another thing that we can say is we can say it's VAT exclusive. Exclusive means it's excluded. So I want to find out what is the VAT that I'm going to pay, and then after I paid the VAT, what is the total amount that I pay for the cell phone. So if I work this out, I'm going to work out 14% of 2,000, and you can go and work it out. It's 280. Check me, please. 280 is the VAT that you are going to have to pay. So at the end of the day, you will pay for the cell phone 2,000 plus 280 Rand, which will give you 2,280 Rand. Right. Say for instance, you don't do it like this. There's a different method in which you do it. Okay? I'm going to explain for you this different method as well. Instead of saying 14% of 2,000 and then adding the VAT to 2,000, you can go and say 2,000 and you add the 14 to 100%. 114 will be the answer. You multiply 2,000 with 114 divide by 100. What will you get? You will get immediately the answer of 2,280. Check me. Okay? This is method 1. This is method 2. It's just two different methods of working out something, working out the VAT on an item. Now, I'm going to work backward. Okay? Say for instance, I want a cell phone. Here is the cell phone. The price is 2,280 Rand. I want to know what part of this 2,280 Rand is VAT, because VAT is included. We say VAT inclusive and we say it's included already. So what part of this 2,280 Rand is going to be the price of only the article, and what part will be the price of VAT? How are we going to do that? Can you remember what did we do to get the 2,280? We multiplied with 114 over 100. Now, instead of saying 114 over 100, you can also say 1,14. Check me. Okay? So, if I want to go and find out what part is the part of this item without VAT, you must do what we call the reverse calculation. So then you are going to take the 2,280. Now, what is the reverse calculation of multiplication? Yes, it is division. You are going to divide by 1,14. And if you do that, you should get the 2,000 Rand, which was the price of the cell phone before without the VAT. Okay. Grade 12, this is very important. It's very important that you must read your question, because if you read your question, the question will tell you whether the VAT is included, whether the VAT is excluded. It doesn't have to be VAT. We can do it in general for percentages where we increase percentage. Okay. Just now, another thing. This cell phone that you want to buy, it costs 2,280 Rand. Right? Let's say it's on sale. You can get a discount of minus 10%. What are you going to pay if you are going to get that discount of 10%? What must you do now? Is this a reverse percentage? No. This is where I'm now going to decrease the price. So it's a percentage decrease. Okay? I'm going to work out 10% of 2,280. And if I work out the 10%, it will be, it will be 228 Rand. Am I right? Okay? And then if I want to know what I will pay for the cell phone, I will say 2,280 minus 228. And I will get the final amount. Okay? Grade 12, it's very, very important that you understand the difference between this calculation, which is the reverse percentage calculation, and the percentage decrease. In your September paper 1, the very first question involved such a calculation where VAT was included and we had to work out what VAT had to be paid over to the SARS. Remember, VAT doesn't go to the store owner. VAT is going to the SARS. It is a form of income for the government. Okay. Go and look at that and check whether you will be able to do that question now. Okay. I'm not going to spend time in this lesson on personal income tax because we are having limited time. And I am going to request you to please make sure that you can work with tax tables. And they work in generally more or less the same. So make sure that you can apply the principles there. All right. Exchange rates. I want to say just something short about exchange rates. I'm sorry, let's just go back again to the exchange rate. When we visit other countries, we must take our rand and we must buy the currency of that country with our money. Now, yesterday afternoon, the dollar closed more or less when the markets closed. The rand was trading more or less for on the dollar. For every $1, you had to pay 10 Rand 90. Okay. Now they will give you the exchange rate. What you must remember, it's an ordinary rate sum. So if I'm now going to ask you, how many rands are $200? You write your dollars over each other. You cannot write dollar and now write rand under dollar. No, you keep your dollars together, then my answer is going to be rand. Now what am I now going to do to get the answer? I'm going to multiply in that direction and I'm going to divide in this direction. So it is 200 multiplied by 10 Rand 90 divide by $1. It will tell me $200 is going to be how many rands. Okay. So exchange rate is the exchange rate is going to be given to you and you're going to handle it as an ordinary exchange rate sum. If, for example, it is given that $1 is 10 Rand 90 and I'm asking you how many dollars will 300 Rand be, what must I do then? 300 Rand, I'm going to write it on this side. I'm keeping my rands on top of each other. Can you see? This is both rands. When I want to work out now the dollar here, I'm going to do over cross multiplication and division. So I'm going to say 300 multiply by 1 divide by 10 rand 90. If you do it like this, you cannot go wrong. Keep your units together and just do over cross multiplication and straight up division. You over cross multiply and divide back. Or you over cross multiply and divide back. Okay? All the rates, anything that you use with ratio rate is going to work like that.